Hello, welcome to week 3. In this week's training, we will be discussing the Fair Labor Standards Act. The Fair Labor Standards Act, or FLSA, was enacted in 1938 and is administered by the Wage and Hour Division. The Act establishes standards for pay such as minimum wage, overtime pay, record keeping, and child labor. For the purpose of this training, we will be focused on minimum wage and overtime pay. Under FLSA, over 130 million workers are protected in both the private and public sectors. Also, both full-time and part-time workers are protected. FLSA sets minimum standards in regards to minimum wage for employees. Eligible employees who are hourly workers, or in other words, not salaried, are required to be paid a minimum wage of $7.25 per hour per the FLSA guidelines. State laws are allowed to make the minimum wage higher. For tipped employees who make at least $30 per month in tips are able to be paid at $2.13 per hour plus their tips. As a manager of the company, you should know that the company is paying minimum wage, but any complaints or rumors of this not being the case should be brought to Human Resources or the Ethics line. FLSA also sets guidelines regarding overtime. Any hours worked over 40 hours in a given work week need to be paid at the overtime rate. The overtime rate is 1.5 times an employee's regular pay. Any overtime that is earned must be paid on the regular payday for the pay period that the overtime was earned. The work week is established by the employer. With overtime, violations can occur unintentionally. As a leader, you should assist in recognizing these pitfalls, try to avoid violating situations and assist in this process, and make the company aware of any potential violations. There are some examples of situations that can occur. These include asking an employee to run an errand on their lunch break or on their way home. If this takes more than a few minutes, the employee needs to be paid for the time. Another pitfall is a company policy that prohibits overtime, but the time it takes an employee to complete a job is more than just regular hours and runs into overtime. Just because there is a company policy that states no overtime, the company is required to pay overtime in this situation. Your role as a leader is to understand how to identify these red flags and report such issues or violations. By now, you should understand the basics when it comes to FLSA, minimum wage, and overtime pay. You should know what to look for, how to prevent violations, and how to report issues when necessary. Again, as a leader, you don't need to have all the answers, but knowing where to find the answers is key. Thank you.